Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. So glad you guys could join us once again. Those tuning in on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also, those joining us on the Amazon platform, about to connect with them. Glad you all could be with us as well. We're continuing with our Prime coverage today, but we have some great interviews that are coming your way. So I'm definitely glad you all could be with us for that. And we're now live on Amazon Live with Cyrus Webb Presents. If you guys are new to us on the Amazon platform, make sure you guys do hit that follow button. You see it here in this corner or down below. You also will see the books by our next guest. Really excited about this segment for you guys today. We have Herschel Dixon joining us once again. We also have Blake Allen joining us as well. The two of them together have been able to give us this book you guys see here, AJ Tackles Bullying. We're going to highlight it for you guys on the Amazon side. We're going to talk to Herschel and Blake what it was like for them to bring this book to life. We're going to talk to Herschel about what it's like for him to continue the story of AJ. And then at the end, we'll let you guys know how to stay connected with the two of them. But Herschel, Blake, thank you so much for being on with us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, Cyrus. Appreciate it.
Hey, glad to do it. So, Herschel, I'm going to start with you. This is the second book in the series with AJ. How does it feel to now have this new book out and to kind of bring two of your interests together, that being, of course, being able to address bullying, but also football?
Well, you know what? Yeah, like you said, this is the second book and really being able to see the growth in AJ over the years. I think our first book came out in 2015. And then we re-put it out again in 2018 as a dual language book, and just really seeing the growth from it going to a coloring book. And now we're really tackling an issue, right? So really seeing that bullying is an issue, in the country, really with all ages of children from young ages to high school, there's bullying throughout, right? So really just being able to now tackle a subject matter that really needed to be tackled was, really something I was looking to do.
Yeah. I should let our audience know, Herschel, that Blake and you were college teammates. Now here you are working together on this new book. So, Blake, how does it feel to have AJ Tackles Bullying out there with your illustrations out in the world?
It's exciting. I was really honored when Herschel, asked me to do this, and I did my best to kind of bring some life to it and some, some new faces. And I think that, in the day, I think it turned out really well, and I'm really proud of it. And I'm honored to be a part of it.
So, Blake, we're going to let our audience know how to stay connected with you and find out more about your work. But talk to us about your love of illustrating. I know in the first book in the AJ series, we realized that AJ loves to read. When did you realize that drawing and illustrating was something you were interested in?
Oh, I fell in love with that probably, when I was a young kid. I've been a fan of cartoons, a fan of, children's books and everything in between since I can remember. So it's just kind of a natural progression here to take the tools that I've learned to acquire over the years and use it for something like this. So it's been a good journey, that's for sure.
And Herschel, for you, I mean, when it came to deciding where you wanted to take AJ next, talk to us about what it was like for you to come to Blake and kind of talk to him about bringing this story to life and also the illustrations for the story.
I've seen a lot of the work that Blake had done, and I was like, that looks really like something I would like to incorporate in my next book. Because if you remember, my first book was a coloring book. We kind of let the children that bought the book kind of make AJ what they wanted to make him. Mm-hmm. But I think this time we kind of were like, let's transform him and kind of give AJ a face, give AJ a purpose. And, I turned that over to Blake and was like, hey, I trust your creativity. You run with it. This is kind of my thoughts of AJ. And then he came back to me and said, hey, this is what I put together. And I thought it looked great. So that's kind of how we ran. And that's how we got AJ to where he was now.
Which is actually a lot of pressure, Cyrus, if you think about it. Here's your best friend telling you to take his, his beloved character and bring it to life. So, it's quite the, I just hope that I did well by him. That's all.
And Blake, so talk about that. Talk to us about what it's like for you to have the marriage of the words with this story. What was it like for you to kind of see it come to life?
Oh, it was great. It was a process, that's for sure. Just like anything else in life, anything worth doing is worth doing, well, and it takes a bit of time. And that's how this one was. It definitely started from the beginning, just, communicating with Herschel and making sure that I was, illustrating the vision that he had for his character and for the book. And so it was kind of it was a page by page progression. Each page has its own, amount of, effort and love that was put into it. So.
Mm-hmm. And Herschel, for you, I mean, like you mentioned, the first book being more a coloring book, more generic. What was it like for you to kind of see AJ, being brought to life, but also his friends along with him?
You know what? I think it was good because I think we were able to incorporate friends and incorporate. It kind of went to the total message of buddy up, bully down, right? Like, if there's something going on, you can always turn to your friends, right? So I think really Blake coming to me and say, hey, let's incorporate some other characters in there besides AJ. Let's give him a name. Let's give him a face. Let's give him like a group, right? So it's kind of like I said, we were teammates growing up, right? And we knew that we always had our team that was going to be our back. And that's kind of where we came to this story. AJ now has a team. AJ now has a group of people that he knows he can count on no matter what. And we were able to kind of bring that to life. And I think that was a good thing there.
Yeah, I love that. I want to say some hellos to you guys over on IG. Appreciate you guys showing up. Insight Magazine, hello to you. Mo Barnes, 2010. Glad you could be able to be with us as well. See you guys over there on YouTube too. Appreciate the hearts. If you guys have any questions or comments for Herschel or for Blake, make sure you guys do put those in the chat. For you guys over on Amazon, the same thing. You guys have any questions or comments, let me know. We do have the new book, AJ Tackles Bullying, you guys see here. We do have it in the carousel, as well as the first book there, AJ and the Talent Show. I'm going to highlight it for you guys over on Amazon. You could be able to get both of those during our broadcast as well. Blake, I want to talk about the messaging for a moment, because it was for myself when I read the book. And again, I mean, the illustrations are great. I love the way it kind of tells the story. But, you have AJ and his friends, but then you have this character, Sam. What was it like for you to tell that story about not only the impact of being bullying, but also feeling alone and bringing that to life in the story, Blake?
I think from my perspective, Sam was a kind of an introvert, and I believe that I'm an introvert too. I think I've gone through a life of being an introvert, pretending to be an extrovert. So I kind of related with him. I had empathy for the character, and I tried to build one or illustrate one that kind of showcased that he's got a lot of heart, and he's just as special as anybody. He just kind of was a little quiet, a little smaller than the rest.
Yeah. And Herschel, what about for you? What was it like for you to have Sam being the one that AJ decided that he wanted to help?
It was really kind of like makes you reflect, because I think looking back and growing up, you saw those type of kids growing up, and you saw how people treated them, and you saw that they might have, just needed a little extra help. Mm-hmm. But being able to bring that to life in the book and showing that, hey, it might let that kid know, hey, there's somebody out there that can help me. But it also lets other people know that, hey, if you see someone down like that, maybe you should be the one to reach out and help. So it's kind of, it kind of helps from both perspectives. And I think it was really good being able to kind of see the way Blake brought those characters to life and show that Sam was vulnerable, but Sam also, in the end, was triumphant, right? And it was all because of the connections that he made with AJ and all of his friends in the book.
So, Herschel, let's talk about one more thing. I'm going to ask Blake a similar question, because in the story, AJ has a decision to make. He can not say anything, or he can decide to say, hey, this is not right, the way that Sam is being treated. What do you hope, especially kids, when they're either reading the story themselves or having the story read to them, remember about the importance of not just standing up for themselves, but also standing up for others?
I think hopefully it allows kids to put themselves in other shoes. How would I want to be treated if that was me? Mm-hmm. And I think I look back, and that's how I look at a lot of things in life now. Like, if someone's treating someone bad or someone's treating someone not so well, how would I want to be if I was in those shoes, right? How would I want someone to treat me? So hopefully it gives the kids the insight of, hey, if that was me, how would I want someone to treat me? And maybe look at the situation a little differently and react and respond a little differently based on that.
Yeah. Blake, what about for yourself? I mean, in bringing this to life, what do you hope, especially young people, realize about the importance of how important it is to stand up for yourself, but also to look out for others too?
Yeah, I think it's a great message. It really is a special message, in that, it's just not something to be tolerated. And I know it's probably not a very, I guess, maybe common thing in saying that, to stand up to something that, that's maybe bigger or, you're afraid of. And I know that can be a very, terrifying thing for a kid to do. But in this context of it, when you're with your friends and you've got the support of the ones around you, I think it makes things a little easier to do that. And that's kind of that's the message I got from it anyway. that and keep a pit bull around you with a pink tutu on.
That definitely goes along with it for sure. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, welcome. Y'all are watching Cyrus Web Presents. We're on Amazon Live, but we're simulcasting on Facebook, on YouTube, X, and on Instagram. We're joined today by Herschel Dixon and Blake Allen. We're talking with them about their newest children's book, AJ Tackles Bullying. You guys can see it on the Amazon side in the carousel. For those who are joining us on social, especially on Facebook and YouTube, you guys will see the link to be able to get the book for yourself, but also let you guys know how to stay connected with the guys there as well. Blake, when it comes to for yourself, one thing I thought was interesting in the wording in the book, especially when it came to Sam, when Sam was able to see how AJ kind of came to his defense, the book says that Sam felt brave. What was it like for you to think about that in your own life, about how when other people came to your defense or were there to have your back, how that made you feel about yourself?
Well, it's something that makes you feel like you can take on the world, and that's true. I mean, if you've got the right support and the right people around you, there's not much you can't do. I believe that. So I was just trying to kind of bring that out in the words of Herschel, and what he put together and the illustrations that hopefully kind of brought some visualization to that sort of a moment, which is confidence. It's something that kind of can change the world.
Yeah. Herschel, what about for yourself? What was it like for you to reflect on, like, Sam was able to feel brave because someone stood up for him and let him see that someone cared about him? How's that message help you in your own life to be able to embrace your own bravery?
I mean, I think, day in and day out, you always want somebody to stand up for you, whether it's in the corporate boardroom or whether it's you're coaching and a parent's getting on you about something you're doing, right? There's always certain aspects where you want somebody to kind of come to your rescue, come to your side. And, just really being able to see that and tie that into the message, I think was something we really wanted to accomplish. And I think we did that.
Right. Such a great thing. Nico, good to be able to see you over there on IG. Glad to be able to join us as well. So Herschel, I mean, here you are now, your second children's book. I remember when the first one came out, I mean, embracing being called an author was not something you really did that much. Is it now becoming easier for you to embrace yourself as an author?
I mean, I think, I would say, yeah, but I mean, I still kind of look at myself like it's still a little surreal. Mm-hmm. And just wanting to be able to keep the series going, right? So what's the next book? What's the next topic we're going to tackle? Mm-hmm. How can I reach more kids? How can I get more of the message out there, right? So that's my journey, right? That's where I'm mentally at right now. So, I mean, I still, like you said, I guess I do consider myself an author, but it's still somewhat surreal saying, okay, now you got 2 books out. Where's your next one, right? So it's always like, what's the next move? So trying to figure that out.
And Blake, for yourself, how does it feel now to be able to go on Amazon to type in Blake Allen and to see AJ Tackles Bullying coming up?
I'm just honored that I was asked to do this, and I hope that we continue to work together for many years to come.
So I want to ask the two of you one final thing for our audience out there, especially, of course, their parents. Books are a big part of Prime Days, which are going on right now on the Amazon side. Blake, going to you first. I mean, you've been able to pursue your own passion when it comes to drawing, illustrating. What would you say to people out there about the importance of pursuing their own goals and dreams, even when people tell them maybe they can't do it?
I think that the important thing is to get up and create. That's it. You can spend a lifetime second guessing yourself or not doing, and the idea of doing anything artistic or creative is to do it. So get up and grab a pencil, grab whatever it is, whether it's Photoshop to a paint on canvas. You just got to get up and do it, and you got to create for the sake of creating. Don't create for anybody else except for yourself. And that's kind of the way I like to go about things.
And Herschel, for yourself, outside of the other things you've been able to do, you now have 2 books. What would you say to people out there about the importance of pursuing your own goals and dreams, in spite of what people may say?
I really think similar to what Blake said, don't let anyone tell you can't do something. Mm-hmm. If there's something that you put your mind to and you feel you can do it, you go for it. It's really a competition. It's you against you, not anyone else, right? So if there's something you want to do, make sure you put 100% effort behind it and do it 100%. And that's all you can ask for, right? You can't really do what you do for anyone else's approval. You have to do it for yourself.
Such a great point. It's such a great conversation. Everyone, Herschel Dixon, Blake Allen have been our guests. They are the co-authors of the new book, AJ Tackles Bullying, again, here on Amazon. You guys can be able to get it there. You don't have to have read the first book in the AJ series to be able to get a great story out of this one. And it is available in print as well as a Kindle edition. Herschel can be found on Facebook. He has a author, Herschel Dixon page there. But Blake, let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you and find out more about the work you do?
Stuffed Dog Digital is the name of the company. So just take a look at that and you'll see kind of some more work. And we welcome any comments or questions there.
All right. Alfonso, hello to you over there on Facebook. Glad you could join us. Guys, great conversation with you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us, Cyrus. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Cyrus. Thanks so much.
Glad to do it. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. Until next time, you'll make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.